Shalom. I'd like to start this lesson by saying Ka Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Recha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This lesson is going to be titled Walk in the Spirit. Okay? Because walking in the Spirit is the only way you should be walking. It's the only way. All right, now, with that being said, you are going to jump into your flesh because, we're just in the flesh. It's going to happen. All right, let me just get this script real quick. Slakia. Jude 1:6, and the angels which kept not their first estate, right, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness. So the angels are referring to, more importantly, the elect, right? They're in these chains of darkness, right, unto the judgment of the great day. But you can talk about all of Israel, right, because they're all in these fleshy bodies, right? But we're talking about the elect, okay? Because we didn't keep our first estate. We went off, so we had to come into these chains of darkness to serve our punishment, right? Right, because we don't want to go off. These are chains of darkness. Like we're sons and daughters of the Most High, right? So we are supposed to be perfect. The reason why we go off is because we're in these bodies. These bodies are chains under darkness. Okay? So Galatians 5:16, this I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. So if you walk in the Spirit, you're not going to go off. Right? You won't, actually. You won't go off if you're in your Spirit. But it's hard. It's hard. Like, first of all, like, you're in a kingdom ruled by the wicked. Ruled by the wicked, Esau, Edomite, so-called white man, pushing witchcraft every day, every night, to make you go off, to make you fail, right? The elect, because it's only about the elect. That's their main targets are the elect. It's Israel, but then the elect, right? So they're doing witchcraft and prayers to make you go off. Then on top of it, this kingdom is just wicked. Everyone's wicked. Everyone's in their flesh. Right? And the elect are the only ones that are trying to fight their spirit. Everyone else outside of that, they're just in the flesh. They don't even realize that there's even a difference between the spirit and flesh. They just go off. Going off is just like breathing air to them. Okay? Right? And on top of it, you have to understand why you're going off. So, it's a lot. If you don't really understand, it's a lot. In the flesh, this kingdom is designed, the kingdom on top of it is designed to make your flesh go off, right? When it comes to the food, the television, the way they have women dressed, the laws, everything about this kingdom is designed to make you go off, But the elect are the only ones that are going to fight their flesh, walking in the spirit. Right? Verse 17, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Right? So the flesh is against the spirit, and the spirit's against the flesh. So if you want to do something righteous and spiritual, the flesh won't allow you to do it because it's against what it's about. You're literally fighting a battle between good and evil within your body. Right? And we'll go into the word. Actually, let's go into the word real quick. I guess lusteth.
Strong's G, 1937. Epithumeo. Epithumeo.
Epithumeo. To turn upon a thing, to have a desire for, long for, to desire, to lust after, covet, of those who seek things forbidden, right? forbidden. So forbidden means you can't have it. Okay. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Okay. Well, because if you're led by the Spirit, you're not under the law because you're just in pure righteousness. The Spirit is righteous, right? Your spirit is of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So you can't go off if you're walking in the Spirit, but it's only when you're going in the flesh. That's when you go off. Right? That's where you go off. Verse 19, now the works of the flesh are manifest, Slakia, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. So if you do these things, you will not inherit the kingdom. You will not make it to the chariots. You won't be part of that number if you do these things. And that's because you're walking in the flesh. So you have to fight the flesh. You have to fight the flesh. You have to understand the flesh that you have. Because every brother's flesh is different. You're under your own chains. We're all in different prison cells, So you have to understand your prison cell to understand what causes it to go off. Okay? And once you know that, then you have to constantly see what it's going to do before it even does it, right? If you see a scenario coming up that might cause you to go off, right? You need to almost, it's like you're playing chess with your flesh. But then it has to get to the point where you have to purify or get rid of those impurities that are causing you to go off, right? So that's even deeper. But I don't want to say that. That made too much meat. Maybe way too much meat. But the whole point is that you need to understand your flesh to understand what causes it to go off. Okay? And, the scriptures will guide you on things that you should not be doing, which will cause you to go off, the laws. 1 Corinthians 10:6. Now these things were our examples to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Yeah, should not lust after evil things. Right? Evil means bad. Right? Definitely should not do that. So if like a man had a threesome with two women, and those two women were kissing each other, and you're like, oh yeah, that's amazing. No, that's actually that's wicked. Okay, that's homosexuality. All right, you shouldn't be lusting after that. Yeah, he's with two women, but they're not supposed to be doing that. You know what I mean? Matthew 5:28. That's just an example. Matthew 5:28. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. So if you have a brother who has a woman, and you look at her, you're like, oh, she looks good, looks good. Wow, she looks good. It's such a lucky brother. Right there. Right now, if you're looking at her, you're just looking at her. That's not sinning. Right? It's not saying that if you look at her, you're sinning. It's if you lust after her. And what we just read into the word lust, let's go to etymology. It's if you lust. Looking at her is not sinning. It's if you lust. Desire her. You pleasure her. If you you want pleasure from her. You're thinking about pleasure with her. What else is in here? Wanting. To be eager, wanting, lustful. Pleasure or delight, a liking for a person, right? Sinful sexual desire, right? So you see where I'm going with this, right? So you're not supposed to do that. So if you're doing that, you're sinning, right? Even on Instagram, that's a perfect example. That place is like, it's like a cesspool. It's like a cesspool of adultery. So that's why it's like, this place is just designed, like I said earlier, this place is designed to make you go off. That's all it is. Just compounding on sin. I know there's a scripture that says the sins have reached up to heaven, roughly paraphrasing. That's why the Most High is so angry. This place is just wicked. That's why it just needs to go. Like, this society is just wicked. But and when it says heart, it means mind. Right? So if you do that, you're walking in the street, you see a guy with his woman, she looks at you, you're like, oh, she looks good, man. Oh, if I had her, yeah, right there you sinned. You sinned. Because now you're thinking sexual things, what you're going to do with her and stuff like that. You sinned. Right? See a man with a woman, and you see a man walking with a woman, you just turn the other way, man. Don't even look at her. Because you always want to put yourself in that scenario to sin. Why do that? Right? Okay, so we're going to read the last scripture. Yeah, I'm going to close out. Just trying to make this short. Galatians 5:22. Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering. Oh, isn't that true? Long suffering. I like that word. Let's go into the word long suffering. Because when you're in the flesh, you don't suffer because your flesh is weak. It doesn't want to suffer. The flesh is not about suffering. Slakia. Your flesh is not about suffering, right? It doesn't, because this is what the word suffering means. Let's just go into the
Strong's G 3115. Makrathumia.
macrothumia.
Makrathumia.
So patience. Your flesh is not about patience. It's about impulsiveness, endurance. Your flesh is not about enduring. It's about speed. It's about right now. Constancy. I can say constancy or consistency, right? Actually, I don't even know what the word constancy means. Let's look that up. Right? It's good to look up words. Fixed or firmness of mind. Okay, so focused, faithfulness, fidelity, that of a quality, immutability, a permanent state. So unmoving. Right? Yeah, your flesh is not about sticking to one thing. It's about multiple things. Steadfastness. Nope, your flesh is not about that. Perseverance. Your flesh is not about that. Right? Slowness. Your flesh is not about slowness. It's about speed. So you can see, and suffering is a big one. When it said suffering, long suffering, that is very true. Right? But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering. So you got to suffer. And when you're in the Spirit, because when you understand spiritual things, you have to understand fuck. It's like, excuse my French, but man, it's just like you have to suffer because of the scripture that also reads, with much knowledge comes much grief. So since you're spiritual and you understand, you have a lot of knowledge, you understand what's going on, you have to suffer. You can't get emotional. You can't get upset. And if you do get emotional upset, you keep it to yourself. Do it in private, But even when you're in private, you can't let yourself go too far. You have to understand this is happening because you're in the truth and the Most High is testing you. Okay? The flesh is what wants to go off and make you do something impulsive, Gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Right? And they that are Yahushai's have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. Right? If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Right? So we got to stay in the Spirit no matter what. Right? It's not easy. It's not easy, but it can be done. Right? Remember, we have a perfect example. Yahushai did it. And he went through the stuff he went through, man. Oh my gosh. Right? So we can't really get upset. Look, like I get it. We're on our own lots and we're not Yahushai, but we're trying to be like Yahushai, right? Right? So there's a scripture here. Just need to find it. It's the last one. Okay, Hebrews 12, 13, and 21. Make you perfect in every good work to do his will, working in you that which is well-pleasing in his sight, through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen. Right? So we got to be perfect in every good work. That's not the one I was looking for, but that's still a good one. Second Timothy 3 and 17, that the man of Yahweh may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Yeah. Second Corinthians 13 and 1, Second Corinthians 13 and 11. Finally, brethren, farewell, be perfect, be of good comfort, be of one mind, live in peace, and the power of love and peace shall be with you. Right? Right? So that's it on that. It's just, you have to try. You have to keep trying no matter what. And it's not easy, but you have to keep trying. If you get up, if you fall down, you get up again. You pick yourself up and you get up. And you do it again. You keep doing it till you get it. And once you master that, you move on to the next day. Right? Because this is a marathon. It's not a race. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. But I like to look at it as, if you know Marvel characters, Marvel superheroes, there's a character called the Juggernaut. And his superpower is once he gets momentum, he can't be stopped. You can't stop him. Like, that's literally his power. It's kinetic energy, basically. But once he gains momentum, he can't be stopped. He'll run through anything. But it takes time in the beginning, right? He slowly has to gain speed, you know. But once he starts going, that's it. It's like a train. You can't stop him. So, like, the truth is like that. Like, first you start off as a babe, you know, find out you're Israelite, everything. You start to eat, you know, drink your milk, blah, 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 you know, drink your milk, learn. And you start to slowly build up, like a tree growing, boom, boom. Everyone's lots different than me. For me, it was like a tree, right? But I also like to talk about it as being a train. And you keep going. Then the tree just sprouts, and then the branches sprout everywhere. And it's bearing fruit, and then its roots are grounded, right? And then the tree re-roots itself again, even gets deeper roots, right? So you got to keep going. So at first, don't get upset if you're not getting, like, if you're just brothers that just can pull out scriptures in their mind and just say, you know, that's why they're talking. It's because they've been practicing, right? You're not seeing what they're doing behind the scenes. They've been studying. They've been studying day in, day out. You know, listening, going on walks and having the scriptures play in their headphones. You know, like this is a martial art, right? You got to take it that seriously. This is your martial art that's gonna save you. Just like martial arts with fighting, those martial arts are to protect themselves, because, like, you never know, someone might roll up and you need to know how to protect yourself. It's the same thing. This is how you protect yourself spiritually, right? Because the hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, is coming. So if you don't have this as a martial art ingrained in you, you're gonna fall out, right? And I'm only saying that because Most High's watching you too. If you're not practicing, you're not trying, he's seeing you, and he's not going to help you if you're not practicing. You're not trying. Why would he help someone that's not trying? Who's not suffering, you know? At least sincerely, you know? So, yeah, I just wanted to say that because, you know, we're all going through our own things, and it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, but it can be done. You just had to keep going. Every time you get up or you fall down, you get back up. Okay, you pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to give you strength if you need it. If you go on a fast, if you need it, right? And then you just keep going. You keep going. You just keep going, no matter what. Just keep moving forwards, not backwards, right? Anyways, I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. And, you know, we're almost out of here. Just got to keep pushing. Yeah, I'd like to close out by saying, Ka Hala Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect, pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, and to those as well. Kwam Yasharala, Abad Babal, Shalom.